Welcome to From the Woodshed, where we talk about all things Maine cabins, and all things Maine related. Coming to you from the Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters in Manchester, Maine. Open year-round, stopping for live music, delicious food, and cold beverages before or after your visit to our retail location. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust quality. Hammond Lumber Company, our building materials supplier, and Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company. Only available at locally owned stores. We're wicked excited to get started, so let's head on in. From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me today, Jared Baker.
Hello.
Maggie Morrill.
Hello.
We're here to talk about all things Maine, all things cabin, all things Maine cabins related. You can find us at KennebecCabinCompany.com, MaineCabinMasters.com, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and check out our Kennebec Cabin Company YouTube channel. Check out our online store at shop.KennebecCabinCompany.com. We always want to thank our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, the official building materials supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company, Nelma, Northeast Lumber Manufacturing Association, Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company, only available in locally owned stores.
I did that last week. Mine was definitely better.
I tried to do it without looking at it.
That's tough to do.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I got this. No, I can't. But yeah, so Jedi's joining us today. Ryan's out. So yeah, thanks for being here.
It's good to be here. I've got some big shoes to fill.
Nah, you got this, no problem.
Or a big football helmet to fill.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so we are. Everybody asks, are we done for the season filming? And it's like we're kind of winding down, but we're not you know what I mean? Like it's kind of a weird time. It's like we still got quite a few projects to wrap up, but we do work year round. It's almost like getting ready for the change of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we're never done. We're never done. There's not much of a break ever, but
no.
Yeah, like you say, it's just prepping for the winter to come.
Yeah.
These last few projects, we've just got to get them to where they need to be so we can continue through the winter.
Yeah, and I always find that it's these, what do you call them, shoulder seasons? Like, it's still warm during the day,
Yep.
but there's cold and prepping for the cold. It's like those are the hardest ones to really plan for. Once it's cold, it's cold. Once it's warm, it's warm. But like when it's that in between,
Yep. It's to the point where you're starting the mornings with your long underwear on.
Yeah.
By 1 o'clock, it's all coming off and back on in the evening.
It's true. And then same thing, with painting and, what can you get done on this day? So
hours are limited.
Yeah.
As far as paint wise, yeah.
And just, it's so dark in the morning right now. It's rough. But the clocks change.
Oh, goodness.
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
Right after Halloween?
After Halloween, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a few episodes have now aired. New episodes.
Have they?
They will when this comes out.
Oh, yes, they certainly will.
Yeah, so I think Kleinoff is the season premiere.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah. Can't wait to check it out myself.
Tune in after this
Yeah.
for a new one.
Yeah, so I was working at Back 40 yesterday, and I was there by myself. Had the dogs inside. I was out doing stuff, dogs with me. Had the dogs inside. Went back inside, they were gone. I was like, maybe they got locked in a room, because there's so many doors flap open, they get closed. Went through the whole thing, no sign of them. Thought they were out back with Chicken's dog. Nope, no sign of them. I was looking for an hour for them.
Whoa.
And I was like, starting to get nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm like, son of a gun. So I was driving around, no sign of them, just yelling. Then truly an hour later, I'm out back yelling, and George comes bombing out of the woods. So dirty.
Oh, boy.
So covered in burrs and covered in ticks. Like,
really?
just head to toe. And like, Bazooka.
Oh,
Otis.
Oh, poor Bazooka.
Otis was like 15 minutes after him came running.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
From out back?
Out back. I think they were out in that field.
Out in that field, yeah.
Probably got on scent of a deer or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, goodness.
I know. So we need to put a dog fence or something out in that area.
Good perimeter. And then everybody can just buy a collar for their dog.
It's true.
Just bury a line.
Yep.
And then in that same unit.
Yeah. But I was just like I said, they were inside.
It's scary. I mean, that's a long time to be
Yeah.
looking for them. Yep.
Yeah. At first, I was like, oh, they're just around here somewhere. And I'm like, all right. When you start driving around looking, it's like that's when you're like, oh no. But they showed up.
Luckily, yep.
Yeah. And then yesterday evening, we went down to Maggie, Eva, Fletcher, Sarah, and I went to the Institute for Family-Owned Business event down in Freeport. That was a very good event.
It was good, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so got an award for it? Or
Got award last year, and then we kind of a guest speaker sort of situation.
Yep.
And Ryan and Ashley were sick, and so I'm like, all right. I go down there. There's like almost 600
yeah.
people.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Really?
yeah. I'm like, whoa.
And I thought the horse show at the Special Olympics was a tough one.
Yeah. How was that?
That was good. It was
Nice.
good. It was awesome to see what they do and see those kids and those people able to ride horses.
Yeah.
It's a equestrian division for the Special Olympics competition up in Skowhegan. But yeah, it was awesome to see those people competing
Nice.
and just their ability to control the horses.
Yeah.
Aside from everyday thing, it was awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Are you comfortable around horses?
Yep. I used to ride.
Did you?
I was a barrel racer and a pole bender and rode Western.
What haven't you done?
Yep, get some good old photos of me on my horse Solomon.
Solomon.
Yeah, he was a black mare.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah, one year I got to take the horse up and down the road on Halloween. My mother dressed the horse up as a train, and I was a train conductor.
Get outta
and
here.
That's how I went trick-or-treating. My brother was on our other horse, April,
Yeah.
and we took the horses house to house on Halloween, dressed as a train, and I forget what my brother's was, but
He was the caboose.
yeah,
Man, that's crazy.
yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, elementary school, there were days where we'd ride the horses to school, and my mother would lead them back to the house.
Yeah,
It's about
yeah.
2-3 miles through the woods or
Yeah.
through the trails
Yeah.
out in Pittston, and
Nice.
yeah, we'd ride to and from school on horseback.
That's great. That's great. And you're actually headed. Are you going to go to any horse races or anything?
Yes, Saturday we'll be at Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky,
Yeah.
for a wedding. So it'll be pretty interesting.
Right in the heart of horse.
Right there, yeah. I've been to Owensboro, Kentucky, but that was about it for a softball tournament
Yeah.
back in 2004.
Nice. But you have family in Connecticut, not Kentucky.
Connecticut, yes, yeah.
I guess that's what I was thinking.
Yes, yeah. No, this is my Colorado friends and
Yeah,
and family all headed to Kentucky for a wedding.
Fun.
Yeah,
Good times.
should be.
Yeah. And then right back into filming.
Right back into filming. Get off the plane, head north for about 45 minutes, and film.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, so probably this is the most down to the wire I think we've been in a while on. We only have to have 2, but
Yeah, they're both pretty tight right now. It will come down to Monday, Tuesday, those finishing touches days, and
will.
making sure everybody's there and dialed in.
yeah, and luckily great team. We just, a few people. Nick went home to Florida.
Mm.
A couple of guys went back to school, but we've taken on a few more. So
Yes, yep, some really good additions to the crew.
yeah, knock on wood, weather cooperates and nothing. We've got the cabinets ready. It's like prepped and ready. So
Punch list. I made the punch list for everybody before I left today.
oh, nice.
Yeah, and it just kind of kept getting longer and longer and longer as I'm thinking through, and it's like, all right, here we go. But they're all small little things, punch list stuff.
But it's
so.
it's those punch lists. It's just those small little things.
Yep.
They take a little time. And
Take a half an hour to set up to do a 10-minute job,
Right.
Right. Or whatever. But yeah, they were on it. Crew at the Tumen camp, they were on it, and Tumen will be ready for Monday.
fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah. So our guest today is Deb Southeiere, town manager right here. So it'll be good to talk to her and kind of get the lay of land. We're fairly new business in Manchester.
Yeah. And she was recently appointed.
Recently, yep, yeah. So, but she's been town clerk in there for a while, so it'll be good to talk to her.
Yep. We're going to take a short break, and we'll see you after this video.
Nelma has a beautifully respaced shed. We use all eastern white pine. We use a ton of it on the cabins we do because it's a natural, local, easily sourced, beautiful. Yeah, and you can treat it in so many variations that it's great.
And you can use it many different ways.
Yeah.
That's how you throw the wood at it, Chase.
Throw the pine right at it.
Okay, today's guest segment is brought to us by Austin Street Brewery. We're here today with local friend Deb Southeiere, town manager of Manchester, where we have our Kennebec Cabin Company headquarters. Welcome, Deb. We'd like to start out by offering our guests a coffee, a water, or a beer.
Water, please.
Water? Perfect.
Here's a water for you and a nice
Thank
From the
you.
Woodshed glass you can take home with you.
Thank
Don't
you.
mind us. We'll have a beer. Thank you. So, town manager of Manchester is a relatively new position for you?
Yes, I've been in the position for just a little over a year.
Wow.
So,
But you've been with the town of Manchester for
yes, 9+ years.
9+ years.
So I was the town clerk
Yep.
prior to becoming the manager.
Nice. And do you live in Manchester? Are you from this area?
No, I live in Augusta.
Oh, okay. Don't mix business and pleasure, right?
Right.
Nice.
No, that's just the way it worked out. Believe me, if I could have something in Manchester, I would. But
Nice. Yeah.
didn't work out that way.
Yeah, so we've been in Manchester for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been a, great town. We've loved being here. And, it's a nice small town in Maine.
We like having you here.
And so have you seen much change in Manchester over the 9 years?
Not a huge amount of change. 202 is starting to develop. It is the general development area. So more businesses look like they're coming in. So kind of an extension of Augusta. Some people are happy about that. Other people are not. But it is changing. I think everything is really changing. I don't think it's just Manchester.
Yeah. I mean, Manchester's kind of in that unique position that it is a small town, but it's so close to Augusta that it's hard. It's hard to maintain its identity,
Yes.
but also, like you were saying, grow with the change because
Right.
it seems like it's only natural that Western Avenue is just going to keep pushing further
And
and
business
further.
is such a big part. It really helps the economy of Manchester to have businesses here. So you don't want to discourage business from coming in, but yet you want to try to maintain that kind of quaintness of Manchester at the same time. So our planning board does a really good job really taking a look at the businesses that want to come into Manchester.
And the select board.
And the select board, yes.
Yep. That's why Ryan really isn't here because he's biased.
Yes.
Is Paula still on the select board?
Yes, she is.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, Ryan's mother is on the Manchester select
Yes.
board.
And I won't say she's my favorite. I like them. I love them all. But it's that woman thing.
Of course.
But she's a great person. She really is.
And how many people work in the town office? I mean, there's a lot more people than because you were a town clerk for a long time, but
Yes.
there's so many people behind the scenes.
Actually, there's 3 full-time. We have the treasurer, the clerk now, and the deputy clerk. And then we have a part-time code enforcement officer. And then outside the office, we have a full-time fire chief who does a remarkable job. He's kind of like he does everything for me.
Sure.
He's not just the fire chief. He's public works. He's, any problems I have, he's my go-to guy.
It's good to have.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's amazing that such a cool town can just have that few people and know that things are getting done.
Right?
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
It always seems like there's much more. I mean, there's tons of, public works, all that stuff as well.
We don't have a public works, actually.
Really?
So, right. We do not have a public works.
Just wrong and then
202
wrong.
State
Yeah.
maintained roads. and-
Well, so Scott Lyon is our road. He takes care of our roads. He is the one that does all the plowing and everything. And if there's any problem with culverts or anything like that, he's the guy that we go to. But he's his own. He's independent contractor.
Yeah.
So as far as public works, we really do not have a public works. We have Frank. Everybody has public works. We have a Frank.
Fireman Frank.
Yeah. So Doug the plumber is a Manchester. Well, I think he's a Manchester native.
Yeah, born and raised
Yep.
in Manchester.
He every time we drive through, he points out where his grandmother's house was and all that stuff. So it's fun.
And his father, I believe, was like head of the state police
Yeah.
Oh,
at
wow.
one point, way back in the day.
Yeah. The Frank of his time.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a Frank.
Now, do you know what the population of Manchester is?
So at the last census, it was like 2865.
2865.
So, and I think it's grown since, and we haven't had a new census come out. Probably registered voters. I'm saying I think we're hitting 3,000.
Wow.
So,
And that's registered voters,
Yeah,
year-round residents.
right. And that, of course, children coming of age too. So, that affects that number also.
And do you have any idea what the population jumps to in the summertime?
I do not.
I wonder what it
do
is.
not.
Because I mean, Manchester has Cobsey.
Yes.
Are there any other bodies of water in Manchester?
Oh, we do, but they're not like Cobbessy.
Yeah.
There's Jamie's Pond. There's, some other ponds that have summer homes, cabins that get populated in the summer,
Nice.
but not like Cobbessy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as a town manager, there's no mayor. There's no anything. The select board. It's kind of you. What's the hierarchy, or what is the?
So I answer to the select board.
Okay.
Any issues that I have that I can't handle on my own, I would go to the select board. Most of the time, I have pretty free reign to make decisions and stuff like that. But a lot of things, you just want another opinion, making sure that you are making the right decision. So I would run that by the select board.
Right, because each small town or town anywhere, I guess, has their not constitution, but like articles of or ordinances, zoning ordinances, all that stuff.
All that, yes.
Right, you have
Oh,
to make
yes.
sure that you're staying within all the parameters, and
Right.
got to be a
right.
lot to.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Thank goodness a lot of it's written down.
Easy to
Thank
find.
goodness for the
Exactly.
internet.
Yes.
Hey Google.
Yes. So the planning board is the one that maintains the ordinances, the building ordinances and stuff like that. And then the licensing aspect, it would be the selectmen, like liquor licenses,
Gotcha.
and permits, if mass gathering permits and
We're
stuff.
familiar with both of
Yes,
those.
you've touched all that area. So the selectmen are in charge of that. So
Nice. And as far as volunteer, like, do you have a lot of volunteers like working on committee? Are there a lot of small town government? Fascinates me just how it works and how these small towns, they just come together. People volunteer to be on boards and concerned citizens, all that stuff.
we do have a lot of participation. We have a really, really active conservation commission. They just they're in the I think it's the third phase of doing the trails over on Kearns Hill. We just were able to put a parking area in there, and it was done a lot by grant money, donations, a big donation from Cody Lyon. He contributed a lot for the parking area. And it's a really cool area, and it connects to Hollowell.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's about 4 miles, I believe.
Yep.
Oh,
Up behind
So if you go out your
Yeah.
the
the front,
reservoir.
that
Oh, yeah.
Go
yeah,
up towards the res
exactly.
and like
yeah.
down
Interesting.
through,
Yeah.
yep.
So you can bike it, you can walk it. The scouts and with Silas Bartle just made a nice kiosk, and it has the maps of the
Oh, nice.
Shout out
trails
Silas
and stuff.
Bartol.
Is he?
He's in my class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did an awesome job. So we just had a dedication Sunday, so it's official now.
Oh,
It's
nice.
all
Cool.
open.
Very nice.
So
Is there a lot of open land in Manchester?
yes and no. If you're trying to find a place to build something, no.
Closed right off.
It seems I hear that all the time, but there's nothing for sale. There is a lot of land. We do have some farmland in different areas, and that's part of our comp plan, is to keep a lot of that land populated, really not touched. We have some over I think there's some on Jamie's Pond. There's the different ponds. It's protected as a inland fisheries has a protection on it too. So we do have some, but maybe not enough.
Yep.
Looking at it, and that's something that the board and myself, and once we get a committee together, is to just go over our comp plan again and make some changes to it, see where maybe we're missing something, and maybe we need to do better in certain areas. So it's something that we're getting ready to do. So we'll be working on that very shortly.
Nice.
Excellent. What's your favorite part of Manchester?
My favorite part of it?
Not
Not
like location.
Yeah.
But like, what do you enjoy most about working and being in Manchester?
I'm a very social person. So I really enjoy the people. I actually had to move my desk because when people would come in, I was like right there, and I can't look at somebody and not speak to them. So I was getting interrupted, and I was interrupting the staff from doing what they were supposed to be doing with the residents. So I had to move my desk. I kind of got in trouble.
Like, Deb, hide.
Shut up. So now they have to look for me. They have to go around the corner.
The only town manager with an office in the basement.
Right. So I'm better behaved now.
That's good. That's good. And the town office is right on the corner, right? Hop, skip, and a jump right away from here.
Yeah, right on the corner of Route 17 and 202.
Yeah. So we've been getting a lot of publicity lately. We're in People magazine about, being in Manchester and kind of turning it into bringing the focus, more attention to the area.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen, not necessarily because of us, but just more interest in the Manchester area, more people drawn to this region? And how does that kind of play out for you in the town office?
We saw, during the pandemic, we saw a lot of interest in people wanting to come in to, it maybe not just Manchester, but into Maine. I think that panic to get away from the big city life. And now it's kind of calmed down a little bit. But I think there is a draw to Maine and Manchester. I think people are, I see more people of retirement age coming in than before. It used to be, you hit retirement age and you left and went south.
Yeah.
And I think there's not that many people doing that anymore. They may go visit, but they're not moving away from this area.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a tough place to leave. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and also, I mean, like, just driving down Western Avenue 202, there's the Woodshed, there's a lot more restaurants, a lot more things to draw people into the area. It seems like Manchester Elementary School is, one of the strongest, biggest in the Maranacook area. It just seems like a great place to be.
Yeah, there was a period of time where it seemed like the attendance was down because there wasn't any children, that many children of that age group. But it seems like now it's kind of building up again. I think a lot of the homes that were sold were people that have children that would participate in the school system, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. And so it has, that part has changed a little bit.
Yeah, secretly, well, not secretly, but I think it really is because of Fielder's Choice.
Yeah.
I mean,
That line is ridiculous.
it slows everybody right down and just brings us all out of the woodwork.
I can't believe how many ice cream addicts we have.
There's a lot.
All year round, too.
I know.
Getting an ice cream cone, in the middle of February.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, well, everybody else shuts down.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen doesn't stay open
Yeah.
through the winter hours. So, they're good people, though. I mean, it just.
Oh, yeah. And it's
Who
great.
knew? Who knew?
They did, that's for sure. Yeah. So, what's your favorite time of year in Manchester?
I love summer. I'm a real summer person. And we were cheated this year.
Oh, so
With
much.
such an
It's the
awful
worst.
summer.
Yeah,
So, but at least we're having a nice fall.
it's true.
Yeah,
We-
it's been
we've been
it's
very
pretty
fortunate.
Nice. Yes.
That's for sure. Nice.
Yeah.
Do we have any? Did we ask all of? The
No,
questions?
I've got a couple still.
Uh-oh.
Check the
She
notes.
has the tough questions.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. If you could choose, what business would you like to see move to Manchester?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hard one.
I would love to see like a family restaurant type situation where you could go have a cup of coffee and dessert or breakfast, something like that. I think so.
A good
yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah,
Breakfast,
that'd be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no place to have breakfast. I mean, you have, the fast food stuff, but
Right.
to sit down and have a nice stack of pancakes,
True.
there's nothing.
Yeah, it really isn't.
So that's something that I would like to see.
I'm on it.
Take care of that,
Right.
please.
Although I did grab a biscuit, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich this morning from Mulligan's, and that is my favorite.
They do a nice job with their
Yes.
breakfast sandwiches.
But I'm with you. Sit down, have a good
Yeah.
breakfast, stack of pancakes.
That's one of my favorite things to do is to go out for breakfast. Although we go out for dinner all the time, but I love going out for breakfast.
Yep.
Everybody gets to eat their food hot.
Drag an old diner in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really
That
cool.
would be cool.
Yeah. And it's great to see, all these other businesses popping up, For the longest time, Boynton's was here, and then, they went out, and Manchester Meats took over.
Yeah,
And it's
and
great
he's
having
doing
them.
an awesome
He
job.
really is.
Yeah, he really is, and he's such a great guy. He really is.
And I will say his pizza is
His
some
pizza
of
is-
the best
yes.
around. And I love any slice, any time of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Their
Even
pizza is
his
really
his sandwiches are good. His wraps. I'm a wrap person, so
Yeah.
I think his wraps are really good too.
Yeah, I'll go in and be like, Chris, what do I need to grill this weekend? He'll, even his, hand ground
His-
sausages.
Yeah,
Oh,
his ribeye. Okay, so now I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. Can we be done before 5 so I can go get a
we'll just
ribeye?
call it in right now. I'll text our order.
Oh.
Okay. Next one. Can you share a Manchester success story? Something great that has happened during your time here.
I am so happy about my digital sign. That was something I really wanted. Even when I was a clerk, it's just because you had to go out and change the ladders, and in the dead of winter, it wouldn't get changed. So I am so excited about the digital sign,
Right.
and I'm happy that the fire station has one too. So I just think we could get a lot more messages out there to people. Something that I am working on that I'm excited about because I think it really needs to be changed is our website, and I'm working to try to do things with that. Maybe perhaps get a different host to just get a different face on the website because it's just not a pretty website. It really is. It does. There's no flow to it. It's very difficult to navigate. So that's something that I am working on right now. So I'll be happy when that gets done.
Nice. Do you get frustrated with the I don't want how to put this. Do you get frustrated because you're working in a town where you have a set of governing rules, but you also have the state, kind of mandating stuff, and is it frustrating or difficult, or do you find that you kind of get support from other towns? Like, how does that all flow?
No, I don't find it frustrating at all. The elections, once you've got a few under your belt, it's pretty much the same thing, just different questions, different people running. But the part that the town does is the same. I am training a new clerk right now, and so I still have, some input there. And I'll miss it when I have to give it completely.
Where does the town of Manchester vote?
At the fire station.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that's got to be a whole process, and you've got to.
Oh yeah, it starts like the upcoming election. It started in August that you start preparing for it and doing different things, step by step.
Yeah.
Shanna, the Secretary of State, she lives here in Manchester, so it's great. We can just reach out to her. It's that part is so awesome. Not a lot of towns have that connection directly with the Secretary of State. And she's a wonderful person. She really is. She's so approachable and so easy to work with.
Nice. Now, is Manchester part? Oh, that was another question I wanted to ask. Is Manchester part of like local organizations? Like, I know it's part of Marana Cook school district wise, but are there different municipal associations?
There, you can join. Not everybody does, but you can join like a group, and you can bounce things off each other. Although you can call any town and manager to manager, clerk to clerk. Everybody is really there to help each other. So very rarely do you have somebody that, won't help you. I've never had it happen to me. Nice. Any town manager I have reached out to talk to has been more than willing to help. And same thing as a clerk.
Nice.
So
it seems like when we were little, like it seemed, towns just a lot more less willing to share, but it seems now there's so much more mutual benefit, mutual aid, like with fire departments, with all of it. They just kind of work together.
So it's called listserv, and you can join as a clerk, you can join as a treasurer, you can join as a deputy clerk, and if you have a question, you can put it out there, and it goes to whomever is part of that listserv, and there's probably more of the towns are part of that than not a part of it. So you can get your questions answered very easily.
Nice.
And even calling this, we can call the Secretary of State, and they'll get you an answer if you need it, if you need anything that you need. So I think we're really fortunate. I don't know if you have that same thing in New York City or something like that. Because it's really, very easy to function because you can get answers that you need to get.
Nice. Is there a sister city for Manchester, Maine?
Oh,
Because I know there's a Manchester, Connecticut, and a
Yeah.
Manchester, New Jersey,
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New
Yeah.
Hampshire.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if there was like
I-
a Manchester, Russia, or
I
something.
actually, I am
Manchester, England.
Yeah, I mean Manchester, England. Yes.
I actually am from New Jersey originally, and I lived in Manchester.
Did you really?
Yes. So I don't know if there's any town that doesn't have
Yeah.
Right?
another-
Yeah.
I took some friends with us to New Jersey, and you know how we tend here in Maine, you have China and South Paris and stuff like that. Well, in New Jersey, you have Bricktown. They just threw two words together.
Tree Town.
Yeah, exactly. So they were laughing. You just threw two. Tom's River. I went to school in Tom's River, so it's like you just threw those together.
Didn't get creative.
No,
Just
no creativeness.
kept
No,
it practical.
just easy.
Nice. Any more questions?
I have one more. Are there any local programs for young people to educate them about local government?
I think that through the school, I think that they do have some programs that.
Did you write that question?
No, I didn't. It only happens because we had a meeting of our ROCAPA. It's like the National Historical Honor Society, and I know sometimes we had Tavis Hassenfuss come in.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing I can think of.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Too. And I don't know if there was the honor society that the state invites students. I know they do it at like the middle school.
Yeah, in the
age.
middle school.
Like
Yeah.
Girls State and Boys State.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. That's still a
Yeah.
thing.
What? I don't know what that is.
I did it.
Did you really?
Yep. I went to Boys State at down in Machias.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if they have that anymore.
Yeah.
My husband did. I know that.
Now, what about the history of Manchester? Is there a strong historical society, or if somebody wanted to learn more about the history? I mean, I know the Grange is there, and
We do have a historical society, and they are pretty active. I think they kind of work with the Grange.
yeah. Do
and
they have a location?
I think out of the Grange, I think they
Gotcha,
usually.
gotcha.
I think.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. It's right there,
So,
front
yeah.
and center. Nice. Well, all right. Any other questions?
That's all I have for questions today.
I got just one. Are there like any events that you would recommend, like people come through or
Oh,
something?
we actually have quite a few coming up. The fire department is doing a pumpkin carving for free.
Yeah.
Friday tomorrow night. I think it starts at 5, and they have tons of pumpkins, and then they're going to have a potato bar for dinner, so you can get a big
Oh,
potato
yeah.
in.
Oh, really?
And,
Oh, boy.
yes.
And all the toppings.
Oh,
So
Uh-oh.
that's happening
that's
Friday
a great
night.
idea.
And there are some other like the church is having a supper. I think it's a chicken pot pie supper Saturday, and then there's trunk or treat coming up.
Oh, yes, trunk or treat.
At Mika, and Hope Baptist Church is doing it the following weekend. And we're planning on doing some Christmas tree lighting. The PTO, it's not called PTO anymore. I think I'm not even sure what it is anymore. But they approached me about doing kind of a Christmas celebration to do a tree lighting again, and maybe some other events that evening. So we're working on that. So I think the date on that one right now is December 8th.
Nice. And Caleb does the lights?
No, he used to do
Yep,
them
yep,
for us.
yep. Because
but the fire department did them for us last year.
Oh, nice.
And they will do them again this year, and we'll get a little bit bigger and better this year. It was kind of a last minute thing last year, so I kind of put them on the spot. But I thought they came through with flying colors.
Yeah.
Right, they've got the equipment and everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Deb, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you for working with us and doing what you do.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, and thank you, Deb. And we'll be right back with Phone a Fan.
Painters love this moment. And while it might not look it, this moment too.
So, you want to get involved with From the Woodshed? You've got many different ways to make that happen. You can ask a question for Ryan or me, or any of the Maine Cabin Masters. Questions for Maggie? Or do you have problems or issues with your camp, cabin, or home you want us some semi-pro help with? Project Pointers is a great way to make that happen.
Some expert suggestions.
I like that. Expert suggestions. If you do have any of these questions or just want to reach out, send an email to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com and we will try and, Or if you're just a big fan, reach out and who knows, maybe we'll talk to you. And that's who we're going to do right now. We are headed into Phone a Fan. And the first person on the line is Deb from California. What time is it in California right now? She's probably just getting on lunch break.
1:45.
Oh, calling her at work. What are we doing this afternoon, Deb?
We called one lady and she was teaching class.
Oh,
And she went into a closet to talk to us while a class was going on.
I like the lady that just insulted Ryan for 10 straight minutes.
Aloha, you've reached 707-496-0129.
declined
Please
blocked
leave me a
us?
message. Mahalo.
Are you gonna leave a message?
So,
yeah.
hey, Deb, this is Chase
And Jedi.
from Maine Cabin Masters. We're just giving you
We
a
didn't
shout.
get your message either because you were not speaking or because of a bad connection. To disconnect, press 1. To record your message, press 2.
Hey, Deb, this is Chase
And Jedi.
from Maine Cabin Masters. We're just reaching out.
We didn't get your message either because you were not speaking or because of a
All
bad
right.
connection. To
Next.
disconnect, press
Call us
1.
back,
to
Deb.
record.
Sorry, Deb. Oh my gosh.
Deb and Maggie. It's like deja vu, deja vu. All right.
Deb Southeiere and Maggie. And
better
Deb
answer.
and Maggie.
Deb and Maggie.
All right, next up we've got Maggie from Texas.
That sounds like a good ring.
That is a good.
What are you talking about?
You can just tell a good ring. Oh. Nobody wants to talk to us.
Hi, it's Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. This is Chase Morrill from Maine Cabin Masters.
And this is Jedi.
Can you hear us? Hello?
Hello, Maggie.
Hello?
Do you need car insurance?
Oh no.
Do you want to try again?
Yeah.
Do you think she thinks it's a scam?
Probably.
Do they know we're calling them?
No.
I'm going to say no.
Oh, that'd be such a good scam to be like, "Hi, I'm Chase Morrill."
No, that would not be a good scam.
No, it's not good right now.
On the phone.
Hi, I'm an automated calling
Ah.
assistant recording this call for the person you're trying to reach. Can I ask what you're calling about?
Yes, Maine Cabin Masters.
Yeah.
Do I need to say anything else?
No, I think she'll hear it.
She's screening the call.
Oh.
Wait, what is it?
She thinks it's spam. She's screening the call. Google allows you to screen the call.
Oh.
So
Sounds
that
like it.
automated voice will come up.
Huh.
And then it recorded the section that you said.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But then she can choose to accept it or
Or
not?
deny it, yeah.
Interesting.
We're just going to roll with it. She's still on. So we'll see
Maggie?
if she picks up.
I mean, I could call my father and we could talk to Pa for a little while.
That's good too.
That's strange. Hey, that's all right. They don't all work out, right?
Nope, they don't.
All the more reason for everybody to send in your project pointers. So if you have questions about your camps or cabins, send them to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com and we'll try and answer them as best we can. So, do we have any questions for Jedi?
We have questions for
Because let's be honest, that's really what people want. Is answers from you. Sure, it would have made a fan's day to speak with you, but
No, that's all right.
you'll just have to give them all the information you can,
Yep.
whether they ask or not.
If we were live, I'd set up a meet and greet in Kentucky right now for
Right?
the weekend. But
Anyways, I have some questions for the both of you.
Okay.
This question is from Buzzy. The question is, do you prefer flat construction pencils or round ones, and why?
do you want to start, or you? I love anybody that has a pencil on them. Any of those pencils, as long as it works, I'll use it. I prefer the bigger round pencil.
Me too.
Yeah, because it stays in my hat, but it's also great for framing. And if it's sharp enough, exactly that right there. If it's sharp enough, you can use it for finish.
That's true.
The little thinner pencils, they're going to break when you're trying to do framing layouts and stuff like that.
And they break if they're in your pocket.
Yep.
These ones are rugged enough. I'm not a fan of the flat carpenter
The
pencils.
flat. The only reason I enjoy the flat pencil is when I'm doing decking.
So you can use it as a spacer.
Yeah, it's a great spacer for doing decking, pressure
true.
treated decking.
It's true. And that's true. They're also good for scribing lines.
Yep.
You know,
Laying flat on a surface.
if you need a half inch, a little bit higher, you do it on its side, or a flat, you run it that way.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. They make, I can't remember, Pica might be the company. They make like the fancy, like where you put the lead, it's a big lead, you put those in.
Oh, yeah.
I hear that those are super nice.
Yep.
But I've never actually.
Well, if you guys are hearing this, we need a box.
Right? But yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what the rest of the crew prefers too. Because whenever I go to grab a pencil, the big fat round ones are always gone. So maybe everybody's grabbing for the same pencil.
We'll talk to Dennis at Hammond, because I've got a box of just all three sizes.
Yeah.
But all the big ones are gone.
Yeah.
We need a straight box.
And I prefer them without an eraser.
Without an eraser, especially now that you know that your tape measure is also an eraser.
Oh yeah, that's something that probably a lot of people. Jedi is like king of just.
BT used to ask me if I had a subscription to Obscure Tool.
Obscure, yes,
Obscure
exactly.
Tool quarterly.
Yeah, he's always coming up with these obscure tools, but also these crazy facts about tools.
Yep.
And one of them was the tape measure.
Most all your tape measures, the rubber coating or whatever is an eraser, so you can erase pencil marks off your markings off your wood with your tape measure.
Yeah, I never knew that.
And the other one to me that really still blows my mind is a step ladder. When it's closed, you can stand that right straight up against the wall, and it will not fall over.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really pull on it, and it will
of course.
fall. But yep, it's with its own design. It stands straight up to save space on a wall.
I love watching those Instagram, YouTube videos of I love the ones where it's these guys doing just these crazy work, like scribing stuff and just make it look so easy.
Yep.
And it's like,
how many hours did it take of them putting that together?
Yep. And editing, and just because it's never that.
Nope.
Ever.
Even with all the proper tools.
Or yeah, every obscure tool imaginable, it's still going to take too long to figure it out.
Yeah, a lot more than those 10-second reels.
Yeah.
Deb's calling back.
Yep. Somebody's calling me spam, but it's probably it. Oh well.
Alrighty. Next question is from Joyce Mann. How far away from your homes are most of the cabins that you work on?
This season, it seems like they're all kind of We didn't go too far this season.
No, all within an hour.
Yep.
You know, we've cut down the travel again since COVID. You know,
Yep.
the far away travel has decreased a little bit, but
Yep.
within an hour.
Yeah, I feel like for me right now, Jefferson's probably the furthest, but it's not that bad for you.
Yeah, it's 45.
Yeah,
45
yeah.
or so.
But yeah,
Soon to be closer.
soon to be closer.
Hopefully be turned over by the time I get out that way. But
Soon enough, yeah. Yeah. We've got so many great ponds and lakes right in the central Maine area that we haven't had to travel that much. Last season we were up above Sugarloaf.
yep.
You know, about this time we were wrapping it up, right?
Yeah,
Secord.
start of moose season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we will. I think we will dabble out. Hopefully, it's up to the boss here, but we'll get some other travel destination or some travel episodes coming where we get a little further away from home.
We will.
Yeah.
We definitely will.
Yeah.
It would be great, and we've tried to line something. It's tough. It's tough because you got the whole film crew, you know, construction, all the pieces that have to kind of move with it. We've toyed with the idea of kind of picking one kind of far away that we could just go and hammer out really fast.
Yep.
And, you know, or, you know, yeah, trying to go branch out a little further.
And I've kind of thought that all throughout the years. You know, something that would be fun to try is focus right on that one in 2 weeks time, 3-week turnover. Boom, see what we can do.
Yeah. I don't know how the film crew would adapt to that.
All they'd have to do is just ask the crew that went to the Allagash for 3 weeks. They adapted pretty well.
They did.
Their tents and their wood stoves.
Yes. How'd they do that? Because
Yeah.
these guys they can work 5 or 6 days in a row and then they have to have a break.
Yep.
But we didn't. I mean, we were up there for 2 weeks and
Yeah.
it was go, go, go the entire
I
time.
don't really recall a dark day.
I don't either.
No.
Like they were. But we were so distracted with it. We probably
Everything was everywhere.
that was the last possible thing we were focusing
They
on.
were probably just hanging around eating food while we were still down at the cabin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they did take a day off. Because remember, OG went back to town.
Oh yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, they just couldn't go anywhere.
Right. 5 hours away from the closest town.
Oh, that's pretty brave of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, our very, very first pilot was way up north on the St. John River. And it was an old trapper's cabin. We had to snowmobile all our gear, you know, drove 8 hours to get up there, dirt roads, snowy dirt roads.
Yeah.
With this crew from LA that we'd never met, never known anything about them, never done anything with cameras, TV that way. And we had to snowmobile all our gear, all our material in there.
All our food, all the film crew's gear, all that stuff. We had 4 snowmobiles, sleds. Yeah.
And we had a blast.
It was awesome. I'm ready for another one of those.
I am too.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think with the right amount of planning, we could, and it really would have to be the right project where we could go in and just bang it out.
Yeah.
You know.
And possibly something that's already got power on the property and not like Camille's cabin.
Exactly.
But if
exactly.
Small little lodges where film and production, they could set up shop and get their batteries charged and keep their gear running. Because that's the reason why, you know, it's.
Oh, yeah.
Got to have the camera crew's got to be.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, to throw something on that, to plan for that logistically just for the build aspect of it is enough.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, to have the batteries, the power to, you know, generator or something to make sure that their batteries were staying charged, places for everybody to stay.
Right.
I did at one point look at a place up in Baxter.
Oh, nice.
For that idea. But
Really,
again, the logistics of it were just.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a.
So if there's any of these lodges or any place, you know, way up north that
right
wants to get on,
a reasonable amount of work,
and we'll make it a 2-week, 3-week run.
Yeah. What time of year?
Anytime.
Winter. I think winter would be fun.
Winter would be awesome,
right? Because that was.
Yeah.
Or well, we did it. it was kind of the tail end of winter. Like when we started, there was snow, and when we were done, there was no. Remember that? Like
Springtime melted off.
yeah, like they were having flood warning when we were leaving. Like we had to get out of there because of flood warnings on the St. John.
Yep.
Like we truly caught the tail end of winter.
And we were running our snowmobiles through a mud trail.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, just hitting. I remember hitting the slush to try and make sure we kept the snowmobiles cooled down.
Yep.
Yeah, that
there's somebody had reached out about. Have you seen the mountain up in Greenville?
no.
Well, it used to be Old Squaw.
Oh yeah.
But the Friends of the Mountain, they're restoring a bunch of stuff right now. Hammonds has donated all kinds of materials. Birch Roofing's gone up there doing all the roofs, stuff like that. But somebody reached out and wanted to know what our winter plans were.
We need a little bit more prep time.
Yeah, but that would be a cool one too.
Yeah, but we do have some great cabins this season. You know, we did stick around close, but I think we made up for it in the type of cabins we took on.
Yeah.
You know, like there are a few that, you know, great causes, great projects, a few that beyond rough. So,
which is going to fall right into one of the next questions, the grossest one we've had to clean out. Rhett and
Ryan's. It had Ryan's Brothers camp, the one that we tore down, had everything bad in it.
Yeah.
Ants, mice.
There actually, now that I think about it, there was one worse, and that was the Kennebec Land Trust.
Yeah.
The old woman that lived there for
a
long time, and she had 70 cats, 80 cats, who knows?
Yep. The cats, the porcupine poop.
Yep. That one was, I think, the worst one I've seen.
The bunganuk.
Yeah.
You have all the animals, and then you throw rotted
seafood.
Clam juices, all that stuff into the floors.
Yep.
That one was pretty bad.
Bunganuk probably takes the cake. Until we think of the next one.
Yeah. Needless to say, we've done a bunch of gross cabins.
Yep.
But it's
what we do. It's what these camps need. You know, they need to be cleaned out. They need to be taken care of. They're not going to get done just sitting around and collecting.
Yeah. Animals don't clean up after themselves.
Not very often.
Speaking of animals, how's Susie?
Susie's good. Yep. It's, kind of getting into hunting season, so she's chomping at the bit, but haven't really been out a ton. But
does that calm her down hunting?
It puts her. She's a whole new dog.
Yeah. Because when she's on a job site, she is either in that water looking for frogs, looking for under all the piles of board, looking for something.
Yeah.
And it's like she must be in her glory when she's out actually on a hunt.
Yeah, and she knows it too. Like the other day, Dixie was showing me a new shotgun that he bought. We were, after work at the job site, and he pulled the shotgun out of the truck. She immediately ran right over, gave it a quick sniff, and then just sat right beside him and was just like, she knew it was a shotgun.
Really?
She knew it was time to go when she saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That is. George wouldn't have a clue. He'd say, if it's not food for me, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, no, she knows. She knows when it's time. Or the boat, get anywhere near a boat. It's like, boom, she's going to jump right in and sit in the bow.
Yeah.
And just wait.
Yeah. And have you made it out yet? When it's not bird season?
Started last week.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Dixie and I got a little bit last Friday. We rode around up north for a couple hours, but it was raining.
Yeah.
Like the whole summer's been.
Do you think that will affect?
It has severely.
Has it?
Yeah. So one of the worst things for the bird population is a wet spring. They'll have a brood of birds in the spring.
Yeah.
When it's wet, they die off. The birds this year, some of them have gone into a third brood. I had a buddy that shot a bird last week that the thing was just tiny.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an indication that they had a third brood of birds this year. The first two, because as soon as the brood doesn't make it, they'll try again.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah. So it was a really bad spring and summer for it.
Yeah, I guess that's interesting. Like I said, I would have thought, with ducks and stuff, the more water.
Ducks. Oh, yes, I'm talking land birds.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that true of just land birds?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
like
that makes sense.
Like your partridge, your grouse, and stuff like that. Ducks, yeah, they're here. They're there. Doesn't matter rain or shine. You know, and some of those better mornings are when it is a little rainy and a little bit of windy.
Yeah.
They don't want to be flying in that, you know, any more than we do.
Yeah.
So they find these little coves and they just hang out, you know, and wait for the weather to change. But
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Okay, no more questions.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You good?
No, I got all sorts of them, but. Why, do we have somebody on the line?
Did we skip Bill Dwyer?
Yeah, but
Bill Dwyer.
you keep chatting. You run out of time.
All right, on to trivia. Did you do a trivia question last week?
No. Wait. No, because. No, we didn't.
All right. Do we have a trivia question for this week?
I have the trivia question. Oh, wait. Unless Eva. I don't think she did. I don't remember hearing any of these. Okay, the last one that I remember reading was, on what island would you find a piano with a mother of pearl keys? You guys didn't like this question.
Monhegan.
Dad, do you have a guess?
No. Mountain Desert Island?
Matinicus.
Never
At the
would've known.
Joseph Young Homestead.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
There's
that's
gotta
a
be-
terrible question, right?
Pianos everywhere.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
It's not what famous piano.
And then I was like, all keyboards have mother of pearl, but then I'm like, nope, that's ivory.
Yeah, wrong. Try again.
All right, what's this week's question? Make it a good one,
Make it-
please.
yeah.
Okay. Name one of the two Bowdoin College explorers who sailed together to the North Pole on the SS Roosevelt.
All right, I like it.
I have both on here, so.
Okay. All right, so if you know the answer to this question, email us at podcast@mainecabinmasters.com. If you are the first right answer, we will
Give you a prize.
reward you with a nice prize. No clues what it might be, but yeah, we give them to our guests now.
Yeah, perfect.
Well,
Without
Jed,
the beer.
that's right. Without the beer. Jed, thanks for joining us today.
Yes. No, thanks for having me. Sorry Rye was out, but glad to fill in.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, have a good trip down to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And thank you everybody for listening. Thank you to our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, Nelma, Benjamin Moore. Thank you, Maggie. And From the Woodshed, we'll be talking to you. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust quality. Hammond Lumber Company, our building materials supplier. And Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company. Only available at locally owned stores. We're wicked excited to get started, so let's head on in.